All right, we have a construction update for you this morning. The new Burnside Bridge project officially enters the design phase next month.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we got some questions from a viewer about the project's cost and where the money will come from. Chris McGinness joins us now this morning with some answers. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So the county says the not to exceed cost of this project is $895 million, $300 million of which will be raised from county vehicle registration fees. So viewer Stanley Dirks had some comments here, and I'm not going to read his whole email, but what I do want to do is kind of zero in on a couple of questions. And one of those is, well, let's just forward here. It says it's going to be a piece of art and very expensive. Okay, we already established the expensive part, right, at nearly $900 million. But to the part about it being a piece of art, I ran this by design phase project manager Megan Neal, who had this to say.
This bridge is located in the geographic center of Portland and is on display to everyone who travels through this region. So we understand that the community does not want to squander an opportunity to have something that they're proud of.
So infrastructure projects this complex and expensive are rare in Portland. We'll see through the design phase, which is open to public comment, how civic pride complements or competes with the budget. Okay, so for more about finances, and I think to the heart of our viewers' question, Stanley says, I believe through state legislation, Multnomah County can raise registration fees without voter approval. Is this true? I asked the DMV, and the short answer is yes. It's written in state statute. Counties with populations more than 350,000 can do that. So I asked the design team again, is that in the future? Will those registration fees be raised again?
So we want to acknowledge that the community has already significantly supported this project, and we don't have any interest in going back and raising the fee again.
Okay, so the county says no, they don't plan on raising fees. And again, you may recall that county fees were enacted in 2009 to $19 to pay for the Selwood Bridge. And then in 2019, an additional $37 was approved to pay for the Burnside Bridge. That started being collected in 2021. So you've likely already started paying those increased fees. The county expects a large portion of the funding will come from the federal government.
Our project is in a great position in terms of overall funding, given a project of this size and at this stage of the project, which is at the beginning of the design. It's not typical for projects of this size to have all the funding identified before you even start. So I will say that we are very well positioned in terms of fully funding this project on the timeline that we need it funded.
Multnomah County has applied for several federal grants, and they expect to know more about how much funding they'll receive by early next year. In the meantime, everyone has a chance to see where the project stands now with and also knowing what design pieces are up for public review. There's an open house that's tonight at the Multnomah County building in the boardroom, boardroom 100. That's from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Guys, there's also an online virtual option. We'll post that link in the web version of this story a little bit later.